say, kids? What time is it?
Hello, guys. That's all we're getting this week.
Yeah. We're
welcome.
Hello.
We're jumping right in.
We're just gonna jump right in. We know.
Yeah,
that's
we're
the way
going
we
right
do it
in.
up here. Yeah. So, as you can see, Keith's not here, so Edson and I will be sharing the captaincy and taking us all through a journey of what the hell's been going on this week.
And you can see Stacy's dressed like the pilot.
The pilot. I will be
She'll
your
be
captain
flying us along.
Yes.
And my cat just made an appearance again. Go back.
There, of course. So, yeah, as you can see, we got Judah
Every
Buddha.
time I'm streaming. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, Pete, you're good at that. Point to our introduction. So we got Stacy there.
Stacy.
Mm-hmm.
Edson, myself.
Edson. Judah Buddha and his cat.
And he always show every time we
And
stream.
Spoiler
he's like,
Pete.
And Spoiler Pete.
Spoiler Pete.
It's like
so. How was everybody? Everybody this week? Everyone's good.
Working a lot, so I didn't get to
Yeah.
see a lot of stuff, but I've been keeping my face in the headlines, so
Okay.
we could talk about anything pop culture I've been reading up on.
Okay.
Good, because we happen to do a pop culture show.
So I know Jude has been boning himself up on. That's a funny choice of words. The Golden Globes that just happened on this past Sunday.
I saw a headline. I basically went on YouTube and just typed in headlines, so I got to see all the headlines from that. And did anybody else watch it? Did anybody else see anything from it?
I didn't. I was reading up on what the winners were, and a couple of little surprises. And unfortunately, most of it, when I was running across of it, I didn't really see any of those shows, or most of them.
Well,
I agree.
There were some good ones on there, but they did it in a way sort of like a big Zoom meeting. So there wasn't an audience. Yeah, and
there were some audience members. I think there were some first responders in the audience, and actually some celebrities were there. But a lot of things that you're kind of seeing a lot of are people at home. Some dressed beautifully and like as if they were actually going to the Golden Globes, and then other people that were in their pajamas or something, or flannel shirts or whatever.
They try to keep it a little bit more casual with some of the Zoom stuff. Like there was like people with their family, like they would go to them and there'd be like every family member in the living room, and with their, it was just kind of very intimate, I guess, with the actors and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys saw in any of these categories. Like, I have to say, I didn't really personally see a lot of these things.
Yeah. Has anyone know what Nomadland is about?
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've seen the preview of
It's about an hour.
It's it's Frances McDormand, and she's like a traveler, kind of, I guess. And she lives on the road, and she goes from town to town working minimum wage jobs here and there, just get by, and she meets up with communities of people like this that are just and I guess it was low budget on the road film that they did, where there weren't a lot of paid actors. I think there was a lot of just regular people living this way across our country. So it actually looks pretty decent.
I mean, I do like her, so
yeah. So she really
Frances McDormand is a wonderful actress.
I guess she took her. She had lived on the road for a while. Like she lived in out of a van. For like a while. So I mean, as you can see, that won the Best Picture, which I saw. Actually, I did see the Trial of Chicago. Of this Chicago 7, Promising Young Woman, and Mank.
Yeah. I want to see that. I always skip through it on Netflix, and I'm like, I gotta watch that eventually, and I never get
the Trial of the Chicago 7.
Yeah.
It was. I liked it. We just watched it like a week and a half ago, and I thought it was really well done. I didn't know a lot of history about what happened in that trial, and it was kind of eye opening for me. And Aaron Sorkin I like his take on things.
Oh, okay.
So the good thing I think about the Golden Globes is it kind of shows you what's out there, maybe things that you missed, and maybe what's worth watching. Yeah,
no. And as I was going through the list, I was actually like, "Oh, I want to see this. I want to see that," and to see it on the list being selected.
Exactly. Yeah.
or
So,
nominated.
I don't know if there's any other really big surprises or things
Well,
I've
him-
seen a lot of the winners. I saw
that.
The
Oh, you
Crown.
have?
Yeah, The
I-
Crown won Best Television Series, and I saw
Won
the first
quite a
season.
few.
Well, yeah, and the first season was really, really good. I mean, I was dating somebody at the time that made me watch it, but I probably would have watched it on my own. But
Well, Gillian Anderson won, right, for best.
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But it's
I heard
really-
a lot of good things about The Crown.
Me too. I feel like now,
It's
because
really
of the
good.
Golden Globes, I feel like I maybe should check it out. You know?
It's definitely worth a watch, and it's weird because I swear this came out like 2 or 3 years ago, or at least the first season did. So they did a second season. I don't even think they're up to a third yet.
I've seen the
So-
photos of the people that play the real parts, and they look like the people,
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like the actual historical figures.
yeah.
So,
I mean, it's interesting to see a young Queen Elizabeth and how she was dealing with being, obviously being a young queen and her struggles with her family and stuff. So the first season is really all about that she's struggling with being the queen because she's young at that point. So she has to kind of she feels like she's sort of pushed in all these different directions. And of course she's working along some, Winston Churchill and stuff. He's in it.
Right.
So,
yeah.
it's
So I think,
definitely worth a watch.
yeah, I mean, this kind of just reinforces that maybe it's something that should be given a chance.
I saw among the winners. I know, unfortunately, isn't it amazing that Chadwick Boseman won, and he's not. I mean, seems like so long ago that that he passed, but it's like he was just acting like last year. It's like
I know.
Yeah.
it's amazing that I still find it so amazing that he was fighting that, and you never would have known from his performances.
No.
I know.
Yeah, especially how physical he
Yeah.
was in those performances too. I mean,
It's just crazy.
He's
If
like
you
an
saw
he was
Ma
an
Rainey's
athlete.
Black Bottom, you see he does look thin,
Okay.
and he does. He looks actually younger because he was
Because
so
he's thinner.
thin. I think this was the actual last movie he did.
Right.
You could tell he put a lot of heart in that character. Like he played that character to the top. He didn't. I mean, he did such a good job. So
He really, he laid it all out there, and it was some intense moments in that performance, and
very intense. It almost felt like it was like a stage performance, and I think that's what they were
Well,
going
that's-
with.
absolutely. I mean, there was like 4
Right.
sets for the whole movie. Did you see it? Did you watch the movie?
I
I
haven't
didn't
seen
see
it.
it.
It's
I'll
I
have
mean-
to see it now, though.
His performance was amazing. I feel like a little bit of a downer with it though, because Viola Davis, I didn't buy her is the part. Like when she sang, like nothing moved. Like it was like she was lip syncing. I love her. I think she's an amazing actress, and I don't know what happened there. Like
I didn't like her character either. I didn't.
yeah,
I
maybe that's. I mean, she was the real lady. I mean, that's the story was
Yeah.
about her, right? I mean, but
yeah, but she didn't steal. Obviously, she didn't steal the show. with
She
the
didn't.
acting. No, Chadwick.
Yeah.
His role, you could tell, was just off the charts, and it's really sad because I kept on thinking the whole time. I'm like, does he know he's terminally ill and he's just giving it his all?
that's where he was using. Who he could have been using that? Who knows?
Because that performance was amazing.
We have
The only thing
a chat
I'm
from
gonna say,
Edwin the Ace. Hail back. Hail peeps.
What's going
okay.
on? Oh, hail peeps!
The
Hail
only thing
peeps.
I'm
Edwin
gonna
the
add.
Ace. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
guys.
Oh, man.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
How are you? Congratulations on that again.
Yes, I
Uh,
can't wait to get my comic in the mail in
The
the summer.
only thing I was going to add about the goal, and unfortunately it's a negative, but I just saw this just before I came on. I just saw it, so it's not one of the stories. But the ratings were way down. It's like, and it's
Really?
surprising too, because it's like we're still all pretty much just home, and no one was watching that. I mean, it was like it hit maybe like 6 million or something. It was like less than half of last year. It was bad.
I'll usually tune in just to kind of see what they're wearing and that kind of stuff. And I had no interest and I love Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, and they've done a great job in the past. And I'm sure that it was just everything's so weird. I bet there'll be a difference next year.
Yeah, hopefully, but it was just wow.
I knew some people that used to treat it like they used to gamble, like it was a sports event.
That's It's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's how
okay.
people got
Crazy.
interested in you had to watch it every year. So, but I saw the list, and Schitt's Creek came up a lot too, and
Yes,
everybody
I saw
talks
that.
about this show. Everybody talks about how good Schitt's Creek is. I
I
have not
love
seen it yet.
the show. It's like
Everybody's obsessed with it.
I first started watching it a couple years ago, and Chris Elliott, I can't stand him, so I stopped watching it. And so recently during quarantine, my sister's like, "You gotta have to give it another try because you're gonna like it," and I did, and I'm so glad I did because it is like I laugh and I cried. It's the best show ever. I don't know. It's a great show.
It's
I
a
don't even know
comedy
what-
though, right?
I don't even
It's
know
a
what it's about.
comedy. No, it's like happy tears. Like you're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
like it's just it's
What
a
is-
great show.
Really
Got
quick, what is it
Geek
about?
Time TV is from Keith. Hello.
Hey, hello
Greetings,
from LA.
greetings from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Hope everything's going well out there
Yeah.
in LA.
You're doing great.
Hopefully, we're doing you proud, Keith. Hopefully,
Yeah,
but
Ooh.
yeah, no,
yeah. We need
No.
you back. How about jumping on
Judas
in a
got the
couple
COVID.
minutes?
What's that?
what happened?
He sneezed. We got the COVID. Everybody stay away.
Everybody got.
Oh yeah.
Use
All right,
the
so
internet.
let's jump over to our
Geek
our,
Time.
our silly
Keith
story.
Sent that, Keith sent that chat from a Ralph's bathroom.
Oh.
Number 1 or number 2, Keith?
No,
Oh,
no.
TMI. TMI. Oh, so he's watching us in the bathroom?
All right.
I don't know
He's
what's
he's at the
stranger that he's
urinal.
watching us in the bathroom or he's messaging us from the bathroom. Is he
I probably don't
sitting,
want to know more.
Maybe a little bit of both.
I think he really opened that one up. We're going to have to find out what's going on with that.
As long as Jeffrey's
So-
not holding the phone at the same time.
Oh,
Well, I
right.
hope
All
you
right.
have an easy time there at the Ralph's
Wow.
bathroom.
So maybe we could just jump into
What is this? The
one
weird
a
of the
little
week?
bit.
Weird
I
of the
guess this
week.
is the
Oh,
weird
yes.
of the week. But I have to say, I think the weird part is the overreaction and the understanding. That's a word. of what's going on with Mr. Potato Head. I saw a lot of outrage and upset people. But I think if you look at their website, we can clarify and maybe quell some of the upset.
Yeah, because it looks like after you stop, take a deep breath, and actually read through the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of the overreaction was indeed an overreaction.
I think so in this particular case.
Yeah,
as you know, Yeah.
People just automatically think it's about changing
Yeah.
gender, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah,
but-
people thought that Mr. Potato Head was going away and Mrs. Potato Head were going away. But
right? No,
but it looks like it's, as you were saying, Stacy, that it's the brand is no longer Mr. Potato Head. The brand is Potato Head.
It's Potato Head.
Because
Okay.
they've been doing gender neutral potato heads for quite a while. Like we got
You
here
can
an
mix and
Optimash
match.
Prime.
Absolutely.
We got
See, there you
Optimash
go.
Prime
There you go. Yep.
and an R2 Potato.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I think
The brand was Mr. Potato Head.
exactly.
This is the part that's changing. So R2 and his little Steve Harvey face.
So
R2 and his little Steve Harvey face aren't going anywhere.
you can mix and match as you wish, and it can be whatever kind of thing you want it to be, just like it always has been. It's just the label is the brand of it, because it's not just a potato, Mr.
Right.
Potato Head. There's lots of different potato heads, and like the article says, and this is from their website, launching this fall to create whole potato head family, and that way you can it could be whatever. It has 2 big body parts, 1 little potato body, and you can do with it as you wish. And Mr. Potato Head will still be called Mr. Potato Head, and Mrs. Potato Head would still be called Mrs. Potato Head. So, see, as you can see, still, where is it? Mr. Potato Head, there it is, and Mrs. Potato Head, and then the Potato Head family. So, I think hopefully we can get over
the
this.
brand is now Potato Head.
So it's just to reflect that you have a bunch of different, a family. Yeah.
Exactly.
Not just one person. Okay.
Well, you're not going to cut him out of the Pixar movie, right? Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be next, right?
No, why would they do that? Stop it. No one's
I
getting
know.
rid of that.
That's what I mean.
There's enough things to be outraged about. This isn't one of them.
And Mr. Potato Head was really weird too, because you never really considered it like Mr. Potato Head, because you always put his like eyes in his mouth and like his mouth and his like you could do whatever you want with him.
An ear for an eye.
Kids never just like made Mr. Potato Head the way he's supposed to be. You were just like, I'm gonna stick his lips in his ear, like
right. And then just put all the rest of everything into his butt when you're all done, so you don't lose the pieces.
That's right. The drawer came out and you put stuff into his ass.
In his butt. Like everything's stored in his butt. So that.
And he had that permagrin.
Exactly. Or you could have turned it upside down if he wasn't so happy. Anyway, moving on. What do you want to talk about next, guys? Like, what else is going on in the world?
Talk about the Golden Globe winner. Tom and Jerry opened up this weekend.
Yes, it did.
Yay.
Yeah.
And it's
mixed reviews, I hear.
Very
I
mixed
don't know
reviews.
much about the reviews, but I guess the opening what it gained isn't to be comparable or better than what most movies are getting. This not that we're getting a lot of movies in the theaters, but considering that it's also at the same time on HBO Max and half the theaters are still closed, or a percentage of the theaters are still closed, they're saying it was a pretty good number.
Yeah, $13.5 million. You'd think that would be a under normal circumstances that would just be abysmal.
Right.
And say the hell with it. But so $13.5 million domestic box office.
Yeah, and you compare it to like Wonder Woman, which in December was at 16.7 million, and that's Wonder Woman. So I mean, I think
I wonder how much this is in babysitting, though. How many parents just kind of threw their kid in front of the television for a couple of hours?
I think these are box office.
This is the actual physically to go to the theater.
Right. It's all box office. Yep.
Yeah, it's something to do. I mean, what else? What are the other options? Unless a theater in your town is playing an old movie,
and it's a kids movie. And
parents are probably kids and families something to do.
Right, and parents are probably right now with their kids are just like, let's just get the kids out of the house.
This is crazy. 13.7 in the first weekend compared to Wonder Woman.
Kids movies sell though. I've seen plenty of kids movies that weren't good, but they always sell well because I think it's just as a parent you want to bring your kid to a movie, and obviously,
well, yeah, because you can go see a movie by yourself as an adult, but a kid can't. So you have guaranteed at least 2 tickets.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But Tom and Jerry, that seems to be kind of like an older.
It is.
I guess so. I don't know how many kids today are into Tom and Jerry. So
Tom and Jerry was violent.
Well, supposedly
gloriously violent.
Supposedly, in the reviews I've read or saw on YouTube, they have a little bit of that kind of same violence.
Oh, good.
With the storm, remember they used to chase each other around. And it used to turn into like a whirlwind, and stuff like that. Or when Tom used to hit the wall, he'd back away, and his face would be all flat. A lot of those tropes are played into the movies.
Good. Because if they totally, neutered them and made them non-violent, then just.
What do you guys think of that type of movie though, where you have a mixture of like a live actor with an animated? Does it work for you? Does it not work for you?
I don't know. I'll give it a chance.
For me personally, not really, but I mean, $13.5 million says I'm wrong.
Think about all those movies. Space Jam.
I did love Space Jam.
Rocky and Bullwinkle was the same way.
Ghost Town? Wasn't there one called Ghost City or Ghost Town?
Oh yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh,
I don't know that
one. Ghost, right? I swear to God,
I know which one you're talking about.
I swear to God, Brad Pitt was in it.
With Brad Pitt.
Yes. Remember that one?
Cool World.
Cool World.
Oh yes. It was kind of
Cool
like
World, Roger Rabbit, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Yeah.
I mean, they never were. I mean, they were never really good, but I don't remember Space Jam. So if you like Space Jam, Stacy,
you didn't like Space Jam?
I didn't. I haven't. I don't think I've seen it.
I don't think I've seen it either. No.
I might have, but I don't think I've seen it.
All right, I'll write it down.
What?
She's got it on standby.
You have to watch Space Jam.
Okay.
They're remaking it with LeBron James. It's
Are
I think
they?
it's already.
Oh,
Yes.
then I'm definitely not watching.
You gotta watch. I can't believe you've never watched Space Jam. That's insane. I guess you're kind of at a weird. I probably watched it because my son was young when it came out, so he had Space Jam sheets and everything. Man, Space Jam was big in our house. It did come out like kind of a weird time. Like
it was like 95, right? 97.
Probably some. I can't. I'm old.
Jordan's career was kind of. He was not.
Yeah.
SpaceJam.com is still running.
Bill Murray's in it.
Yeah, Bill Murray is in it. SpaceJam.com is still running. The 1998.
1988. Yep.
1996 website is still up and running.
Yeah, you see.
With like animated GIFs and everything.
Oh my God! Please watch Space Jam this week.
Okay.
I can't believe you've never seen it, Edson.
That's crazy. I never saw it.
Wow. I feel like it's just one of those.
I think just like the rest of us, I probably tended to stay away from like those mixture. Like I said, the animated mixed with live action. I wasn't really into them, but I could give it a chance.
I totally understand what you're saying, but yeah, definitely give it a try because there's a lot of like all animated parts too.
Yeah, but it's animated. It's animated Looney Tunes, and they're kind of in a league by themselves. I mean, they have been neutered quite a bit, but they're still funny.
Yeah.
Definitely check out a review on this movie though, because I heard it's very uneventful. Like if you watch it, you walk out, you're gonna forget about it within.
Tom and Jerry. Is it meant to be contemplated once you've left the theater? I mean, seriously, like
a deep, thoughtful film. Where you actually contemplate the relationship between man and the universe.
The real,
You're not seeing the German version of Citizen Kane now. Did you get that?
I canceled that order.
Yes. But from what I hear reviews, it's just purely entertainment. Take your kids, have fun, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. So I want to hear what Pete thinks about this.
Oh yeah.
Alien is coming.
Alien is coming. I like me some Alien.
There you go.
I like the first two. I'm not crazy about 3. I'm not crazy about 4.
Check it out, though.
This looks like it could be really good. If they aren't shy about making it scary.
Right. I agree. It's got to be.
I mean, if you do it right, there's going to be some blood involved.
Mm-hmm.
Chest bursting.
As soon as I saw this headline, I started watching. I went back and watched the second one, Aliens, which is my favorite one actually. But
the extended cut is
the extended cut.
Yes,
and I was reading about this premise. It seemed like a lot very similar to that, where there's the main protagonist is a lady who had a woman who had run-ins with him, survived it, and then kind of has to get back involved again. And there's a Bishop model android in there as well.
Interesting.
Looks like.
It looks like it could be really good. I mean, all of Dark Horse's Alien comics, I mean, some were really good, some were scary, some were really scary and really disturbing, and others were just kind of.
The writer on here, I believe Philip Kennedy Johnson, I believe. I don't know that much about it, but he's recently started. DC's recently had him on take over the 2 main Superman titles, so I guess they have a good vote of confidence for him.
I mean, they're really like. It seems like they're pushing the whole horror science fiction aspect of it. So I would imagine that they'd be like all about that. I mean, how do you have a character like this and not make it scary?
That's
That's the whole.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
It's you have to really try hard not to make something that looks like that, not scary.
Exactly.
But it is coming from Marvel, and hopefully Marvel is not going to shy away from the horror aspect of it.
Gotcha.
That's the part that I'll be checking out. I'll probably just check it out at the beginning, anyways, just to see exactly what you just said. Is it going to be scary? Is it going to be a horror, basically a horror comic?
Yeah.
Right.
How were the Aliens versus Predator comics? Dark Horse did those, right?
They weren't scary, but
they were just campy.
They were no, they definitely weren't campy. They were nice action-packed comic books, and there was some blood because you got your chest burster and stuff like that. But they were more on the action, and the movies have very little to do with what the comics were.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yep.
So the comics were actually very clever, and the movies were not.
Yeah, I mean, I never understood the Predator versus Alien thing. I always thought it was non-canon. I just thought it was just like, oh, let's just get 2 aliens and put them together because it's a cool idea. But
it was like Godzilla versus King Kong or Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. It was just hey, have these two things fight.
Yep.
But it's good to see an alien comic without the colonial marines. They did comic
no, they're in there.
They're in there too.
They're in there. There's actually there's a new Alien video game that was just announced like today or yesterday or something like that, which is again it's Colonial Marines.
Funniest story, that Alien Isolation video game. There's a guy on Twitch that is trying to beat the all-time speed wrecker playing the game with a steering wheel, a video game steering wheel, and the pedals, the clutch in the brake, or the whatever, the clutch, accelerator and brake. And you could see him. He's so funny. He's going through the whole entire game like this. Ah! It's freaking hilarious.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway.
So
Pete's played that game.
We'll go back to it.
I want to hear your guys' take on this, because I have to say, like, I'm as kind of a newbie to like the DC world. Like, I just watched, I rewatched Man of Steel this weekend, and I watched for the first time Batman versus Superman.
Oh,
so I am not. So I watched that. I watched there was a longer version. Anyways, like, I'm not super familiar with Deathstroke. I mean, it sounds like it would be a woman villain's name because that name is very odd. But I'm not really.
Yeah, there isn't a good week unless we come up with some kind of Snyder Cut story, and this was the one for this week.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it looks. I'm intrigued by this.
Yeah, he's like a very he's got he's got powers that are a lot like Batman, but his were given. I believe it's some kind of like, it's not genetically engineered, but he took some kind of not drugs, but like some kind of thing. Ingested something that enhanced him, but obviously he has also a lot of. He's kind of like a mercenary, and his thing is like the honor is that like anybody can go to him to make a contract, to kill somebody, and he'll honor that to the end, even if it means like sacrificing something of himself, and the person can't just say, "Oh, I'll give you more money." No, there was no breaking of the contract at all. But apparently, the Batman movie that never was with Ben Affleck, that it was going to be him. He was going to direct it, and it was going to have Deathstroke as the main villain in that one. Okay. Where he was going to come, just one Batman versus Deathstroke in. But in this case, looks like in the Snyder Cut, looks like they might, recognize that there's something much bigger going on and kind of join forces.
Interesting.
Along with the rest of the Justice League, I'm assuming.
Well, yeah, because like I remember the end scene of the first Justice League movie showed Lex Luthor meeting with Deathstroke, right? And so he never made it into the original cut of Justice League. So now this is it's kind of a big deal. Like, this is like a major plot change, kind of.
Yeah, he's a major villain in DC, and you can't call him a pure villain because it's more like or oriented towards the contract itself, so he could be either or. But he is a major Batman foe in
right. That's what it seemed like, and so that's what's kind of an interesting turn, as they're kind of like, I think it's at the bottom of they've become frenemies perhaps in this latest cut.
Yeah, I think I mean, his character is a neutral character pretty much, right? He can be bad or he can be good.
Yeah, like the concepts of bad or good doesn't really apply to him. It's more like I have a mission. Someone's paying me to do this, and that's it. I mean, the person could be innocent. The person could be guilty. I don't. He doesn't care. The honor of the contract is the highest thing for him. As a matter of fact, one of the major storylines of his was that someone was threatening his son's life, and they had a knife at his throat, and he's like, to force him to give up the contract. And he said he still wouldn't do it, and the result of it was that his son's throat got a little bit cut, and he lost his voice. And he's like, "Oh my gosh!" And it's like, even for something like that, he's not gonna, betray the contract or give up on it or anything like that. It's like that's the highest code for him.
Wow, that's interesting character. Yeah. So they They show. I think
so this version of the Snyder Cut is going to be very different from what we got.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is what he looks like. I guess it's
that's a pretty badass picture too.
Yeah.
He usually wears like half a mask, sort of. Like it's not really half a mask.
Right. Yeah, it's like it's black on one side and orange on the other, but he's only got one eye cut out.
Scalely, like orange scale.
So this is crazy. So they shot all this stuff, obviously, from the original, and just never made it into this. It just got completely cut out of the story.
Yeah, the Joss Whedon cut basically just went back and redid so much of it.
Right.
Yeah. We're
going to see this in the theaters.
I know.
Yes, we are. Are you going to watch the original before, just to kind of have a comparison? Or
I was told not to, and I haven't seen the original.
Told not to?
I'm going into this. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to watch and see how good this is, which Keith says it's going to be awesome regardless. I think he was going to kick me off the show once by saying I didn't have faith that it was going to be good. And then I might go back and watch the original and just see how much.
Oh yeah, you're definitely welcome to do that after the fact, but don't use the original cut as a let's just compare and contrast here.
I've already seen it. I was thinking about watching it again before because it's been a while since I've seen it.
You don't have to do that.
You don't think so?
You don't have to do that. Nah, you don't have to do that. I think maybe if you wanted to watch Man of Steel and then the extended cut of Batman v Superman, you could do that.
I did do that.
Well, there you go. Now you're all set.
Did that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so now you're all set. But we don't need to acknowledge the old cut of Justice League.
From everything I hear about this now, it's going to be so crazy that you could think of as two different. Are they really going to look like two completely different movies?
It feels like that.
Other than some characters, obviously being in this both movies, are they really going to be two different movies? It's going to be.
Apparently, it is. Apparently, there's just hours and hours of footage that was shot, and Joss Whedon said, "Off it goes."
Wow, I just find it amazing.
Is this the first movie where there's been so much anticipation over a better cut, I guess you want to call it? Because I don't remember any
totally different cut.
Well, a totally different cut, right? What movies do we know of where you got a second chance like this and people were so anticipated?
Well, Alien 3 has an alternate cut that came out on DVD that basically people are like, all right, the assembly cut. This movie's going to be good now.
But it never was released out in cinemas though, right?
Oh, okay.
No. I mean, I know nothing's coming to mind as far as this much attention.
Right.
I can't think of one where the later cut or the alternate cut kind of made it a totally different movie. I haven't thought of anything like that.
Yeah, usually it's an extra scene or part of an extended part of a scene.
Alternate ending.
Like that. Yeah, stuff like that. It's pretty, revolutionary. Since we're on the subject of Superman and Batman and all those Justice League people, I feel like we need to talk about this ridiculousness.
How dare he not know that 8 years later she was going to be problematic? How dare he?
I love some of the tweets on there.
I know.
You just ruined my day that I found out that what?
I know. People take
crossfire.
the most random things personally and blow them out of proportion. Let's just go through this. Okay, so as it says, it's been a tough week for the Mandalorian actress Gina Carano following Disney's decision to dismiss her from the Star Wars projects. Though apparently Henry Cavill is also finding himself under heat for no other reason than he used to date her at some point in the past.
2013.
Oh my gosh.
That's 8 years.
So, this just boggles my mind. There are a few comic book fans that have scolded him for not welcoming somewhat, though. I don't know.
Oh,
Sasha
right. This was a
Calle
different
into the
one.
She's the new Supergirl. Yeah. He didn't do it fast enough.
Yeah.
So now he's problematic and a racist because he didn't do it fast enough.
Because he's not in front of Twitter all the time waiting for something.
I think he was on camera or he was on stage at some point. And
he was filming.
Yeah, he was filming something, and so
I found out Harry and Gina Carano dated. My day is ruined.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I do suppose that they'll say that's what assistants are for, to keep track of this stuff. But still,
I guess Yeah, this was what the earlier one where he.
He's notably silent. It's like, oh my gosh. Then there's some other funny ones. Like
I was daydreaming about.
It's like it's like high school stuff, you know. You went to the prom with her, or vice versa.
I know. It's like
now they're comparing.
Like, oh my god!
Oh my god! She doesn't have a brand new car. Yeah. Her car is so old. She got it from her dad. How could you not be? How could you be friends with a person like that?
I know.
They're comparing the two of them to the villains of The Boys.
I feel like this guy's just joking. I mean, this is the way I take it. Like he doesn't think that she's attractive or whatever, and that's okay. And every time I see her in the news, I can't help but think, Henry Cavill, bro, what the type of shit are you into? Like, I don't know if that's necessarily like one of the haters, but
I guess,
but it's just funny that
I love this one.
I didn't see this. What's this?
Are you stupid?
Nice.
Hey, cancel culture. Are you stupid or something?
Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
It's like they go into a time machine, you know. It's like how far back can we go? You know, it's like let's go all the way back to the 70s. You know, like it's like you're calling people out for things that happened almost a decade ago.
Like, some of it's so ridiculous. Like I just feel like, are they joking? Because this can't be. They can't really feel this way, right? Like this can't be real.
Not, but...
It's like a rabbit hole. It's like if it made it online 20 years ago and you were ashamed of it, but you can't get rid of it. You know, you're like, well, no one's gonna remember that. They'll find it.
Right.
Are they joking? I doubt it.
Some of them. Some of them.
I doubt it. I really doubt that they're joking. I think people are that stupid.
And and they're perfect. They're perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
These SJWs are perfect, but they're eager to attack somebody. Something that somebody did a decade ago.
Again, like someone else, like comparing.
Yeah, they're comparing it to the evil, the villains on The Boys here.
Yeah. So ridiculous.
Homelander and I forgot her name.
Stormfront.
Stormfront, right? That's who they are. It's like
I know. Give me a break. It's funny because this week on Real Time with Bill Maher talks about how cancel culture has gotten out of control and it's not even just celebrities anymore and how like you're going to be canceled because in 1990 someone on your floor in your dorm had a Confederate flag and you didn't do anything about it, so now you're going to be canceled. You know, it's just so out of control.
It's that stupid.
It's that stupid.
I'm not on Twitter and I have no intention of ever going near the damn thing.
Luckily, I didn't have a smartphone when I was in college, so I didn't record anything.
I know. There were cameras though. You better watch out. Someone's standing next to somebody else that did something at some point, and it's all your fault.
It's scary to think that your employer can actually probably be doing this too. It's like what, like Disney, but your employer.
Yeah. Yep.
Which is the scary. It's like, oh great, now you're going to start this whole movement up where no one's going to post anything online anymore. I'm not, at least any of my views.
I know. I keep a little folder of my thoughts.
Yeah, it's like just write it down. Don't even bother doing it. Don't put it online. Just go. You have something.
Write it down on pen and paper. Yep.
Seriously, and then burn it. Like don't never let anyone see it. It should never see the light of day. God forbid you have a thought or opinion.
Hey,
Hello, Culture Casino, lurking and working.
Good to see you in our chat room.
Heyo.
Lurking and working. Hello there, Culture Casino.
There will be a winner.
We always again, like Justice League. We're gonna have to keep talking about this until the fateful day comes.
It's 30 days. 30 days till it happens, and there's supposed to be a definitive winner, and I hope it's Godzilla.
I hope it's Kong.
I just thought this was interesting because a lot of times you have these like epic battle movies or stories, and they wind up like kind of it was all a misunderstanding, and then they team up against someone else, or it winds up on even. No clear winner. But this guy's like, no, there's going to be a clear winner. He's like really, making sure, and let's hope he's not lying. I mean, let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I mean, no matter what, we're gonna get an 18 minutes of
that's right.
monster fight. Yeah, So
Con Guy, our fearless leader, is in LA tonight.
In a bathroom.
And right now, currently in a bathroom.
As far as we know, he's in a bathroom somewhere.
He's currently in LA tonight. He had some business, some personal business out there.
Hopefully, he's still not in the bathroom.
Yeah. Oops. Well, I know I'm going to like this Culture Casino. I'm definitely prepared for the team up because rumor has it that there's going to be a third monster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they call me Spoiler Pete.
Oh, okay.
Rumor has it there's going to be a third monster, and I'm betting that there's going to be a team up at the end with Godzilla and Kong going to town on the third monster.
I also saw just before we came on this story about a poster that's circulating in China, I believe, with the two of them clearly fighting underwater.
Yep. That doesn't bode well for Kong.
Wait, Kong.
I don't know. Well, he could probably hold his breath for a while, I guess.
For a little while, but he's out in the middle of the ocean.
Godzilla.
Still, hey.
That's his territory too, is the ocean.
Yeah,
Godzilla
exactly.
has the advantage.
Godzilla's got gills, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, he could just bounce off of him, like kick him in the head and jump up or something. I don't know.
Kong.
Take a deep breath. Come down.
No.
Well, we also see them fighting like in a city too, right?
Yes.
And in Hong Kong at night. Yeah, that looks pretty badass.
That looks awesome. Yeah, that's exciting.
So I think Kong would be better using weapons, like ripping a building apart and throwing it at Godzilla.
Well, he has that ability, you know.
Yeah, Godzilla. I never see him pick anything up and just kind of throw it.
Well, he can also, he's got, atomic breath. He can. He's.
Didn't he used to do a headbutt? I remember back in the day there was.
He did a kangaroo kick. He did a headbutt. He did a tail snaps and all sorts. He was much more physical.
Well, and he has like the glowy laser breath.
He's got the laser breath. So
did he ever have like laser eyes?
In the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, he did.
Some versions, yeah.
I feel like
the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, he did.
Hanna-Barbera.
So with Godzuki.
So
we're gonna see comic books of those guys too. So
IDW has the Godzilla license for comic books. So.
Yeah, once you have a movie like this, you're gonna have follow-up stories, the comic books, the graphic novels,
the prequel comics, the
I want to see what the Vegas odds are in this.
People already know
there's definitely Vegas odds on this movie. There is, and there's going to be
some spoiler. Pete's not the only spoiler out there. I'm sure. Else is
if I find Vegas
playing those odds, and they know it's kind of insider trading information.
Right now, there's got to be.
Believe me, I am all about the spoilers on this movie because I am scared to death because. There's rumor has it there's no more of these movies afterwards, so it's
really
what do you mean?
Yeah,
about the two of them. You mean
about the American Godzilla movies? I guess this is the last MonsterVerse movie for a while. If at all. So it's like I certainly hope Godzilla walks away from it, and if they stick to the production Bible, everything will be okay.
Well, I mean, just because he says there's a clear winner doesn't mean the other one's going to die.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't see that necessarily. So.
And if there's a third monster in there, he could be talking about, that person or that thing losing.
Well, the good thing about
right.
Well,
I mean,
who knows?
I mean, they could fight and have one of them knocks the other one out, and that's a winner, and then come back later and they both of them fight. I don't know. I mean, there could be a lot of things.
We shall see.
But one of them kicked this thing's ass, and the other one is a giant gorilla. So,
but they never really died. I mean, King Kong died, but Godzilla
he dies so often it's practically a character trait.
Right. But Godzilla used to retreat. He just used to do the whole the music from the Hulk TV show. Ding 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 ding.
Just go into the ocean.
When he was the bad guy. 64. Yeah, he just didn't show up at the end.
Yeah, he just took off. He could see him just submerging back in the water for another decade or whatever.
Yep.
Right.
Until he awoken.
Yep. No. But hoping for a team up there.
So, let's go talk. That's what's going on with HBO. So you guys can talk about this a little bit because I don't.
So they just they're going to start production on this new Green Lantern show.
Is it animated? I'm assuming, yeah. Did it
I don't
say
think
that?
it is.
It's a live action?
Oh, geez. I could have sworn I thought it was live action.
I don't know. Maybe.
Now I gotta double check. But I think it's supposed to be live action. It's not supposed to be. It's like more
series.
like the Green Lantern Corps, which is like multiple Green Lanterns.
I can imagine if they were to do
like it says, it follows the adventures of a multitude of lanterns.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so
I can imagine if they were to do a movie or a show that it'd be really expensive because every Green Lantern is a different alien.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't do every Green Lantern, but it looks like there's
it's an interesting concept. I think that's like kind of interesting, that an intergalactic law enforcement organization, and that's what it's
right. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Oh no, I can't believe I didn't. I kind of just assumed there would be a lot live, but maybe it isn't.
I mean, HBO Max, are they doing much with like animation? So I don't. Probably live action then, right? I didn't assume either way.
That's basically why I assumed it, but
I mean, if it's an open-ended show, I would think they probably have got some sort of a cap on the budget. But if it's just going to be just a limited one season, like WandaVision or anything that Marvel's doing, I'd imagine it probably has a pretty decent sized budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what does it say?
But that's just me spitballing.
Let me just say this: that they have the Titans on there. They have Doom Patrol, and those are both live. That's why I kind of just led into thinking that this was, but I guess I can't.
Well, and it says it's possible that the series will serve as more of a spin-off to the larger DCEU films and TV shows like Justice League and the upcoming James Gunn Suicide Squad sequel. So it kind of seems like then it would probably be live action, right?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I was trying to see on here if they cast anybody.
It's also been announced that there will be a Suicide Squad spin-off series about the character Peacemaker, which played by John Cena and developed by director James Gunn. So I think it's probably pretty safe to say, right?
Yeah, they haven't even announced when it would.
If
they're just going to start filming. I think it's in April, right?
Right.
Well, if they're filming, then it's live action.
There you go. That makes sense.
That's probably why I thought that.
that does make sense, doesn't it?
It's got to be a lot of computer animated special effects and stuff, because that whole universe is just so.
Start filming. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm surprised that it's like you're starting filming and you don't show anybody who's playing what.
Right, it's like
have a cast
over a month from now. Yeah, you would think so. Yeah.
That's why I was like, "Oh, is it really live or animated?" Because there's no cast on here. But
still, they would have the voice actors if it's anyone big. But it's got to be live action. Did you find it anywhere?
Yeah, you would think.
They're filming, so yes, it is.
Yeah, cool, man. That might be interesting.
Yep.
They're picking up momentum. The DC.
What are your thoughts about
it? Green Lantern was an original Justice League, and he never made it into these Justice League movie or related.
That's
one Justice League movie, I guess. So I guess this is probably their way. I like the kind of the approach on here where it's not just one Green Lantern that's part of it. It's actually Green Lantern's part of a bigger force of Green Lanterns that is more like not local to Earth, but they patrol all of the whole universe. Each one kind of is in charge of a section of space that includes a certain amount of planets, and you have the Green Lantern of the Earth sector, and so on and so forth.
Right.
So I kind of like that approach with the multiple ones.
Yeah, it sounds more interesting, actually.
I'm curious now, though, because there's a lot of characters that haven't been introduced, like Martian Manhunter, which has always been a fave of mine. And
really?
Oh yeah, I've always liked this character. I actually thought he was kind of like the Vision in a way.
I can say something.
I think he's going to be in the Snyder Cut, isn't he?
Is he?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Oh, I think I did read that somewhere, actually. Yeah.
I've been really trying to not get involved in this. I've been trying to. I want to go into a movie finally without knowing anything.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll keep my fat mouth shut.
And I think this is like the first time I've ever done that because normally I'm always online poking around. Even the trailer, I watched the trailer once and I was like, "That's it. I'm not watching it again." Because we are spending money to rent this theater, and I want to get the whole experience.
The whole experience.
So I'll keep my full mouth shut.
We'll move on to other DC news and our information and talk about what's going on with the new CW show. Has anyone watched it?
I haven't, but I heard it's good.
I did. Yep.
I did too. I watched it too. What did you think?
I heard it's really good.
You know, I'm gonna admit this. I'm not a huge Superman fan, like in general. Like I'm more of a Batman instead of Superman. And when these two characters, the played by these two people, were actually already appear on screen in other shows. I believe it was Supergirl. Okay. And I can't really explain it really well, but I don't. When I saw them, I'm like, no, that's not Superman and Lois. No, they have the wrong look. Get somebody else, or blah, blah, blah. So then when they announced this show, I'm like, I was already like, kind of like, down on it or whatever. But then I'm like, well, I got to watch it because we're going to be talking about it. Mm-hmm. It's one of the, so I forced myself to watch it, and I was very pleasantly surprised. It was good. I actually liked the kid. The another thing was, I didn't like about the concept was, they're gonna do like the family life now. Come on, mm-hmm. But I like the kids. Yeah, it was a good story. I liked it.
Yeah, I felt like at the beginning, I was like, oh, he's very happy. Like, why is this Superman so friggin' happy? Like, just like. Ugh. And then like the whole thing with his mom, and it felt a little Hallmark movie-ish at the beginning with the drama and the like this, but as it moved on and things kind of got revealed, let's say, as this, if in case anyone hasn't seen it, wants to see it, things get revealed. It started to make more sense, and I think the characters started to become more likable. And I like how the one son has the blue eyes and the dark hair, and he definitely kind of looks like he's could be Superman's son, and it definitely gets better as it goes. I'm definitely going to give it a second chance. I've never really watched any of the comic type movie or shows on the CW before, so for a CW show, I
heard somebody online say that it felt like a continuation of the Richard Donner movies.
Okay.
Basically, it's deliberately not in the same vein as Man of Steel, which was much more somber Superman. And trying to find himself.
I personally dig that anyway, but this
felt like that this was more like what Superman Returns wanted to be, but didn't quite land. So that sounds like an interesting take on it. That finally a superhero that isn't just glum and depressed and trying to find himself.
No, it's not about being depressed and glum. They have the weight of the world on your shoulders. You can't be like super like, the one scene where he like saves the kid from getting crushed by the car in the overpass, and the kid's like, "Oh, thanks." He's like, "No problem." And then he's like, "I like your costume." He's like, "Yeah, my mom made it." And it was like, "Ooh, what is that?" It's like,
well, okay. To be fair,
cringe.
Not. I mean, outside of the movies. To be fair, traditionally, Superman was kind of like the cheerful, smiley type. So he was always like that. And Batman was clear on the opposite end. He was always the somber one or whatever. So,
it was a lot, though. It was a lot, I know. At the beginning, it kind of evened out, I think, as the show went on.
Yeah.
So,
so my question is it's still too early to know whether the show's going to progress in a good direction?
I agree with you. It is still too early. I mean, I said the first episode is good, but I'm still a little worried that it's not going to be the rest of it. But there were a lot of, the rating, it got pretty good ratings too in general. So
well, it'll be interesting to see what happens this week, right? Because they.
Yeah, it's great that you could put out the best you can have in the first episode, but then if everything else kind of just falls out, then you don't know. But yeah, I agree with you. It's way too early to know whether it's gonna keep going like this.
CW has a track record doing that.
Yeah.
But I will say that, but based on, I don't know what they base it on, whether the results of I just saw it just before we came on. They've already ordered the second season now.
Wow.
Based on that first episode.
Okay. I mean, I think the actors were solid. So there's that. I mean, that's a lot. Actors were solid, and I think the chemistry seemed pretty decent.
Yeah, there was good chemistry. I don't know. I can't even explain why I don't see the two of them as Clark and Lois or Superman. I was expecting other actors. I don't know. I don't know why. I couldn't even tell you.
I liked her when she was in Grimm. I think she was. He has a very chiseled face, but I guess Superman does always.
But yeah, but he has more of like a pointy chin, and Superman needs the jaw. Yeah. Any superhero should have a good jaw,
big strong jaw. Now, is it very similar to Smallville? Does it have that Smallville feel to it? Or I don't know if you guys ever watched Smallville.
Yeah, I did. They're trying to kind of make it that way, but because they wind up back there at some point. So I think they're trying to get a connection back to Smallville, but obviously, in Smallville, he's the one who's Superman's the
young,
one who's
right?
like kind of young.
Yeah.
And in this case, they're the parent. He's the parent.
It's a different take. I think it's interesting. I think we'll see. Yeah. It could definitely go into a good direction. I think there's potential for it.
And for some odd reason, I always in Smallville, I did like the Lex Luthor character a little bit. They didn't make him as like evil. They just made him kind of like
right.
I don't know, like he was still, a chill guy.
It was a slow burn to get to that.
Yeah, it was a slow
I agree with that. They were like best friends at the beginning.
That's right. Right.
A nice little bit of trivia. He played the Flash in the Justice League cartoon.
Who?
The guy who played Lex Luthor in Smallville.
Oh, really?
Played the Flash, yeah.
Oh, okay. Michael Rosenbaum, I think.
Michael Rosenbaum.
He's a good actor, yeah.
So I know where we can go from here since we're talking about Superman. Let's take it in another direction.
Oh, yeah. There's always got to be a negative to it, too.
Dun, dun, dun. Because J.J. Abrams never ruins anything.
No.
Lens flare. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not new talk though to have a black Superman, is it? I mean, is that really a groundbreaking?
They did Elseworlds versions of it where he was black, but
I think it's just a combination of Abrams, who's I'm not his greatest fan. Well, I don't know if a lot of
I don't think any card carrying nerd is a fan of
and the fact that they went to this guy, I don't even know how to put Ta-Nehisi Coates, I think. And all of his writing, at least the fiction writing in comic books, is all angled towards a certain just political view. Like the story is not important at all. The characters are not. It's more like
he has an agenda.
He inserts himself in it as automatically. So that's what I'm afraid of.
Right. I mean, so like, are you willing to give it a chance?
I guess I have to see what how much as we get more and more information on it to be able to answer that question. I mean, again, in general, it's still, and I'm not someone who's a big fan of this, but taking like a traditional character who's been around for 100 years or whatever, and changing him in some way, as opposed to, how about create a new character if you want someone to be black or Asian or whatever. It's like, but now you're taking over a character that's already been established this way. But I know that's the way that's the way it is today. Right. So
I was wondering though, because so this would be like potentially the next Superman movie, right? I mean, that's kind of what we're headed from this. So did Henry Cavill not want to play Superman again, or
he wanted to, definitely.
No, he's still keen on it. Yeah, but I guess Warner Brothers has been wanting to make a black Superman for quite a while.
I mean, but this wouldn't be a continuation of the Man of Steel, right? I mean, because it would be a totally different Superman.
Totally different Superman. We're probably going to get the origin story again.
Right.
But it's been so recent, though, to do that. It seems kind of,
Doesn't matter.
And if
I
the
know.
DCU,
you're right. That's why it's another problem. That's why it's another problem.
It's confusing almost. It seems forced. I guess if
I agree.
Well, the DCU also, or DC Comics also has their version of alternate, or I guess you could say alternate universes.
Yeah, it's called Elseworlds.
So, right. And of course, they play into their Crisis Infinite Earths. That's their multi, and you could see different characters playing in these different, dimensions, I guess, or whatever you want to call them.
Mm-hmm.
So you could see a black Superman fighting alongside a white Superman or one of the Supermans.
Oh, okay. Kind of like the Spider-Verse and
exactly. And DC actually did it before the Spider-Verse, and they did it on purpose because there was too many origin stories. There was too many characters that they started off with an origin story. So all of a sudden they're like, "How are we going to do this?" So that's why they decided to do this kind of this war.
Okay.
To wrap everything up.
You can't really judge it until you really know, right?
No,
right.
No, but it is coming from J.J. Abrams, and so we kind of know what we're going to be. Yeah, so we know that's the mark of quality.
I think the stinky thing is it just puts the kibosh on anything going forward with Henry Cavill as Superman, right? I mean, because
that's my thing. That's the first problem I had, and the second one was you're combining two people that I'm not confident will bring you a good story. That's all.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to judge it early. It's just that given the information we have now, I'm not too keen on it. But I'm gonna wait to see how you get more, because it's still very early. Obviously, they haven't had any definitive actors yet or anything like that.
Yeah, so. Nobody's been announced. It's been a lot of hello Mojo.
He just woke up.
Hello Mojo. But yeah, it's nobody's been attached other than J.J. Abrams and
Ta-Nehisi,
the writer.
Yep.
Him. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not even. I would butcher it. I'm not even going to attempt to. So thank you very much.
I mean, there was what I've seen. Like he did a Black Panther run and he did a Captain America run, and both.
Okay,
stories.
so he's written for comics, like for actual existing.
Just very recent. I think he did it. He started in 2016 and up until this year. So the last 4 years he's done comic books. But and I found kind of, not that I read the whole run or anything like that, but both stories I found a lot of just political agendas in there. So
really, okay,
where you kind of change Captain America completely that way. It's like that's not a character you want to do that to.
Right.
But, okay.
Okay, well, I guess it's a wait and see kind of thing again.
Wait and see thing.
Yep.
And since we'll stick in the DC world, and this is all you, Edson.
I read a little bit about this.
Yeah, I was like, when I first heard about this, I'm like, really? Oh wow! It's not like a miniseries. It's supposed to be an ongoing comic series where the Joker is the main character, and right away you think it's like, how is this going to work? But then you read a little bit more into it. I mean, first of all, it is written by James Tynion, who's a really good writer. I mean, I brought up a couple of things before. He's doing the current Batman run, actually, which is great. Oh. He's also done some creator-owned comics that are really great, like most recently, Someone's Killing the Children. So when you read a little bit more into it, it's called the Joker, and he's obviously the main character. But you're gonna look. The story's gonna be more from Commissioner Gordon. I don't think he's commissioner in this story, but Jim Gordon's point of view. Like it's actually his kind of point of view, even though he's not on the title of the book. So basically, after the last big fight with Batman, the Joker goes underground again, like he always. And then and then it's like, this is what happens to the Joker when he goes away after defeat? This is kind of that. So he goes.
Oh, the in between time.
Yeah. Like what's he up to? What's going on?
What's the Joker like in his downtime?
So this does not this is not going to take place in Gotham, obviously, because he goes to other parts of the world. Gordon goes after him because obviously he's got a lot of things that the Joker has done to him and his family, and he like puts it in his head. It's like we got to put an end to this once and for all. I'm not saying he's like out to murder him or anything, but he just doesn't want him let him get away again and come back strong again and started a whole new crisis. So it takes place like just all different parts of the world and in
so
the
like a
underworld wherever the Joker goes to replenish.
Sounds interesting. Yeah,
things like that.
And
so
it's like you sound like like the writer, and you like if you're
he's great. He's really great.
So
he's
that's
good.
exciting.
He's good with like he's good with horror stories, and he said this is going to be like that.
Nice,
like a horror story.
Excellent.
So I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to give it a try at the beginning, just let you know how I think. I still like no matter what good a writer is, it's like how far can you get with a Joker propelled story? But we'll see.
Yeah, but if you can, kind of add something new, like a new, that's pretty cool.
You should read The Killing Joke, Stacy.
Oh yes,
yes.
That is it's called
Killing
The Killing
Joke.
The Killing Joke.
That is pretty much it really starts on how Joker could really be, and Commissioner Gordon has a big part to play in it with a family member, and that story is so. When I remember when I was a kid and I read it, it was traumatizing because that one panel where the door opens up and you're like, oh my god, like did that happen?
Yep.
And they carry that over to pretty much every comic now with Commissioner Gordon and the Joker. That
so
one
it's
panel.
Batman Killing Joke, is that what it's called?
Yes, it was a huge bestseller back in the day, and it's very short read. It's only
The Killing Joke.
Yeah, it's written by a guy named Alan Moore who did V for Vendetta, From Hell, Watchmen. Oh God, what else did he write? League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the comics, not the movie.
But it was definitely pushing the boundary at the time of how the Joker could be, how sadistic it could be.
Oh yeah, it's like considered like the ultimate Batman story, and it is not for this ain't Cesar Romero.
There actually is an animated version of it too that's pretty decent with a backstory that wasn't in the comic or the book.
It's too wordy, I think, as an animated version.
Did you see?
Like you said, The Killing Joke, the book or the comic book, the graphic is a very short read, and I think when they translated into the they tried to add as many minutes as they could, and it kind of part of it's really kind of not great.
There's like a 45-minute opening that adds backstory that really doesn't necessarily need to be there.
But the book is, like you said, you when you're thinking about what line are you not supposed to cross, or what line it doesn't matter. There's no line you won't cross.
Yeah,
the book shows it.
and back then, this came out I think in early '90s, and back then it was like, oh my god, like it was pretty intense for its time. So when you read it, think about reading it in that time period.
Yeah, basically, whatever however sick you think the Joker can get, no, worse.
The carnival stuff is the panels.
Yeah, the carnival stuff is pretty crazy.
And I think the animated thing does suffer from trying to make it longer than it really is. So
yeah,
highly recommend though.
Okay.
Yeah, read the Killing Joke.
We'll stick with the comics and go on to this exciting news, right? This is the week?
Yeah, I mean, I know we've probably been talking about, both Keith and I have been talking about it a lot, and I was just thinking, it's fine. Because there was like something going on with the artist at the beginning. It was originally supposed to come out, I believe, last October or November at the latest.
Oh, okay.
It kept getting pushed back. Then it went to February, and then it was going to go into late March. Now it's like, I think it's finally settled on this tomorrow. March
tomorrow,
3rd.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So that's why I want to kind of remind it that it's.
Is he beating him to death with his own arm?
It appears that way.
Nice. Nice. Love it.
Yeah. Speaking of crossing lines.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Big Keanu Reeves is a nice man. He likes donuts. He likes donuts.
He gets to be nice in the real world.
Now he's making mincemeat of some guy's face in the panel.
It does sound really interesting, though. It does.
I mean, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it for like a year now. But the only thing is, it's like all the hype that we keep putting onto it, and the fact that it's the highest selling, comic already in pre-sales in a long time. It's like, I just hope that there isn't that much hype that it's like, is there only way is it going to be disappointed if somewhat disappointed because you're expecting so much?
But is it going to live up to the hype? Yeah.
Right.
So like the video game that he was like the guy in. What was it called? You know.
I just thought it was interesting that he did a voiceover of the.
I know. I don't think the audio is working for me.
No.
We'll probably get hit with a copyright strike on that. So.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can watch it or listen to it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's fun to hear Keanu talk. I watched the video of him playing with puppies and answering questions today. I mean, if you just need to smile, just watch just YouTube Keanu puppies. It'll just make you happy.
Is that what you do every morning? Is that your meditation?
Well, if you're
when I feel sad, it's just
What do I need right now? Kiana and puppies.
Keanu puppies.
When I'm feeling down, I reach for a nice cup of Keanu and puppies.
Well, I did go ahead and I went and I did it and I bought it.
Wow!
Nice.
It's a
coloring book.
Wow!
Oh, that's hilarious.
I didn't even know.
Is that him just sitting out in nature and meditating?
Yep. There's also let me see.
Is that his Bob Vila version of him?
There's him like camping, drinking wine, sitting on a bench with squirrels, surfing, riding a motorcycle. Wait, I gotta find.
Awesome.
Love it.
That's just awesome.
That's amazing.
He's karate Keanu, like
in
the Matrix?
In Matrix.
He's just he's at the museum. He's just chilling at the museum.
Nice.
And,
love it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's like with butterflies. Oh,
any of us
good one with kittens. He's like just chilling with the kittens.
Oh my god, is this a real thing?
No.
It's
completely CGI rendered.
Wait.
They have Jason
It took me
Momoa
6 months to animate
too.
this with Stacy.
They have Jason
This
Momoa
is crazy.
too.
That is.
Are you sure you didn't like make that up yourself?
I could have. I did not. It's real.
This comes out of left field for me. I actually have to flip through the pages now. I have to go to a Barnes and Noble.
They have it on sale at Target. It's like, Target had it.
You should.
Now I have it.
You should get another version of it, color it, and then put it back on the rack at Target.
Wow. That'd be hilarious, wouldn't it? I did start coloring one with a sword, and he's wearing like a gi in its buildings.
Nice.
Anyway,
that's awesome. That's awesome.
So you guys are rubbing off on me a little bit with random things like.
Oh, good.
I don't know.
Can't go wrong with a coloring book, right? Kiana in a coloring book.
I think that's pretty good. I don't know. Oh, I thought this was interesting little story today. Do you remember the scene from Thor Ragnarok when they're in Asgard and they're doing the play where Matt Damon was Loki?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess Melissa McCarthy thought it would be funny to dress up like Hela, and they sent it. So it's been rumored now, and I guess it's kind of been confirmed that there she is down there, little pretend Hela, doing their own little skit on the earthly Asgard now, and that should be and her husband. I don't know if it's him, but I think that's pretty funny.
When I first saw these photos, I thought it was a cosplay wedding. I was like, "What the hell is this?"
I bet you there has been one of those, and that wouldn't be. Yeah, so that's kind of funny. And I didn't realize Waititi was the director of the new.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's doing that one.
Well, he did the best four so far, so you know.
Yep.
I have to disagree. I didn't like Ragnarok at all. I thought it was.
I'm in the same boat.
It was trying to be I mean, when it was serious, it was fine, but it was just shoehorning way too much comedy in there. And
I like it though.
Like you're seeing the destruction of Asgard, and his idiot rock character is like, well, it might be all right.
Yeah.
He turns into a Monty Python sketch when it's supposed to be deadly serious.
I know people who love that film.
Yeah,
I like Ragnarok.
And I think there's a camp. It's a hit or miss with some people. Like I totally did not like it, and I know I saw it with Keith.
Did not
Keith
like it.
Yeah,
I did this movie's a hard pass for me. I think, especially from Melissa McCarthy in it. Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, anything that Melissa McCarthy's in. I mean, if she's not,
no, actually, if Melissa McCarthy is doing serious, I'll see it because she does serious very, very well.
She does actually,
but basically, she is. How did I put it? She is like what the Ebola virus is to comedy. She is to comedy what the Ebola virus is to comedy.
She was pretty awesome in Bridesmaids. You have to,
Basically, look, I'm fat. I'm doing a thing. That's her whole shtick. It's just, it's. I'm not a fan when she's trying to be funny. But when she's serious, absolutely, I'll see it in a heartbeat. But this is a hard pass.
Tell us how you really feel, Pete.
Yeah,
I hate it.
I'll have to give it a chance because I like the last one so much, but I don't know.
I don't know. Her Sean Spicer was amazing. That's the last time I ever seen anything.
I'll give you that.
Her going down the street in the podium.
Oh my god!
That was kind of funny. But that's because she was doing something different. She wasn't doing
hilarious.
Look at me, I'm fat. I'm doing a thing.
Yeah, but this is like, I mean, it's such a tiny little part in this movie. I mean, it's not. It's a little cameo, basically, just like Matt Damon. I think he's in this one too, in the same being Loki. It's funny.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm gonna miss Lee. Obviously Stan Lee in any cameo with the Marvel movies.
Oh, of course.
I keep thinking they're gonna digitally put him in there, and I'm like, I don't know if that's disrespectful or if the fans would want to see that, because I'm starting to watch. I watched Endgame the other night and stuff, and I'm thinking, oh God, how are they going to continue doing this?
I know.
No cameos. Maybe
they should use Deadpool for cameos.
Yes, Deadpool would be awesome.
Oh, speaking of Deadpool,
that's true. It could be.
Oh, segue
into let me see. So anyway, that's a hard pass for you, P, on that one.
I mean, I love Ryan
comes down.
I mean, if you like it, I am not here to judge. If you like it, God bless you, and I genuinely hope that you enjoy it.
Oh, I'm not saying I'll enjoy 4 as much as 3, because there's a lot of other things that came out of it that I'm still a little leery about, which is it's supposed to be about based on the comic series that Jason Aaron did with when Jane becomes Thor. So I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, so it's either going to work or it won't. But
yeah, I'm just going to give it a chance because I really did like what he did the last movie, so we'll see.
Yeah, same here.
Oh yeah, I saw this. I thought I don't know.
I mean, I'm not really sure what's so groundbreaking about this. Isn't that kind of?
It's not really.
It's kind of. I mean, for a while it was rumored that they might be making it PG-13, which I have no idea how you could make Deadpool PG-13.
Yeah, Deadpool has.
So maybe it's more of like a relief to know that they're going the way it's been going.
I was still a little surprised that he gave kind of like a more affirmative, like, oh, we're gonna leave it the way it is, because usually don't they like to just put their own little stamp on it and do the things there, But the fact that he just said, yeah, it's working.
Well, yeah, they don't spend a lot of money on these movies, and they make nothing. It's nothing but profit. So
yeah, that's true.
If they monkey with the formula, fans are going to revolt.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I agree too. So that's.
I mean, if they add him to the regular Marvel universe, he's probably going to be PG-13 real fast.
While he's in the MCU.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I mean that would be fine. I mean, really, because there are funny moments when he's not being totally dirty.
Right. Yep.
So he could. Yeah, it's confirmed. He confirmed that Deadpool 3 is currently in the works. During a question about whether Marvel would look to create more adult content, initially he stuck to the party line, and that Marvel's cinematic universe is intended for children. This is what we're talking about, right? And adults noting they've always been able to tell stories the way they want to in a less explicit way. And Deadpool's exception. So I think it's good.
I'm still not going to be totally convinced until the movie.
Yeah, where else have they had this discussion?
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna, if you're dead set against making it R-rated, making PG-13 for the theaters, and then doing R-rated
like
for
some
for
kind of
video
headlines
release.
and some speculation that the Marvel shows that were on Netflix.
Oh, lost you. I think.
We lose.
Is that me?
That was you. Oh, we got you.
No, I'm still here.
You said the ones that were on Netflix. What?
I've seen some speculation and headlines that they might be bringing them over to Disney Plus, but I don't know how you could do that. Are they going to make them toned down?
Ones that you're saying the original ones on Netflix?
Oh, are they going to? Yeah.
Either that, or are they going to make new ones? I don't know.
I had heard that there's going to be a more adult, and I don't mean adults, but I mean more for grown-ups section where you're going to see your R-rated movies. We're going to see like your Alien, and you're going to see like movies that would be more conducive for an adult audience. That's probably where they would wind up putting all the old Marvel series.
I mean, or they would just create something new with those characters and have a more toned down, which I think would be kind of boring, to be honest with you. I kind of like what they did with them and on Netflix. I can't imagine them kind of watered down and more family friendly.
Yeah, I agree. They have to be in the same.
Yeah, some characters like the Punisher, you really can't.
Especially the Punisher. Yeah, I mean, you could probably do that with Daredevil, but.
Although the series that are, I don't think they can bring those series over, right? Doesn't Netflix officially own those series?
No. That's what I've seen, like speculation and headlines lately in multiple sources saying that they're getting them back. We could see them on Disney Plus, or we can see the characters show up in the MCU. Like there was like talk of like Iron Fist and Luke Cage having a show together, and so I missaid that. Like I know that they are part of the MCU and they're going to try to get them into the MCU. What I meant was like the actual like season 1 of Daredevil, I think is owned by yeah. I haven't seen anything.
I don't think that can come over.
Right? No. Right.
Okay.
The characters and the licensing and all.
And
that
I did hear about they were even getting Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil, to do it as well, and
and Mike Coulter,
who plays Kingpin.
And that's been speculated.
And the Punisher, that I did hear about that. Yeah, and you're right. There's going to have to be some kind of, I don't know how Disney Plus was going to handle that type of thing, because it will be kind of boring if they change that. Yeah.
Right. That's the big question, right? I mean, because I would love to see them. I would love to see more from all of those franchises. So
there was a teaser, I think, in the new Spider-Man movie that Murdoch was going to be.
There's a lot of speculation as to who's going to be
in these movies,
right? Because there's I think it was something I read or I saw where there's a scene where Peter Parker's in court, and of course his lawyer walks in, and guess who it is?
Okay,
there was hinted to that.
Murdoch.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, until the movie comes out, there's going to be speculation like crazy. Like the other 2 Spider-Man actors were rumored to be in it. Yeah, they're definitely in it. Yeah, they're definitely in it. And then suddenly there's no, they're not. So,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Who knows?
I mean, they're definitely finding creative ways to get these characters crossed over. You know what I mean? Even with the X-Men now, with WandaVision. Right. I hope I didn't spoil anything for anybody, but no, that's Pete's job. That character is going to stay now with the series, I think.
Yeah.
The recast, I'll call it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
The recap, where they recast the. I don't want to give it away, but like not that it matters. Everybody here probably watched.
It's been on the internet lately. It's kind of been spoiled on the internet.
Yeah. So, and I think that's kind of a neat concept that they're trying to find creative ways to do it. They're not just plopping these people. All of a sudden, it's like you see this great scene, and then the camera just pans over, and then there's these characters. You know what I mean? It's like, whoo! Oh, who are you? Oh, I'm Daredevil, and it's like they're not cheapening it. They're actually trying to find creative ways, which I like, which is the way it should be done.
Well, I just found this. So,
okay.
The future role of Daredevil in the MCU is still open for debate, with Charlie Cox likely to return as Matt Murdock, albeit possibly without all the continuity built up by the Netflix universe. According to recent reports, Cox has already filmed his scenes for Spider-Man 3 and is possibly signed for multiple projects.
Okay.
There you go.
There it is.
Called it.
Well,
I read it somewhere.
However, a theory over at Screen Rant is suggesting that we could be getting 2 Daredevils in the upcoming sequel, which was officially dubbed Spider-Man No Way Home the other day. So
yeah,
it's the multiverse kind of.
I mean,
all kinds of things at you. I mean,
at this point, what character is not going to be in Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's really funny because I'm curious to know with the Doctor Strange movie too, how that's going to play in with the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Because they're intermingling, right?
Well, also it's just giving them it's kind of giving them a jumping off point for, I think, a lot of characters and a lot of possibilities, right? I mean, that's some might be developed and some might not. Like,
and I think those actors who play in those, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, right? Luke Cage. And Iron Fist, they're all good actors. They deserve to be on the big screen. Definitely.
I agree.
Yeah. I agree too.
Break their roles into something bigger.
So we'll see. That's another. Well, it's funny when you talk
about
it.
How much is it? How much is it? Is misinformation? Who knows?
A lot of it. But
I'm sure 90% of it is.
That movie's coming out this year, huh?
What is?
Spider-Man 3, right?
The end of the year, right? Is what it said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It's coming fast.
There's a teaser.
December 17th. It says December 17th.
Yeah, they dropped the teaser recently.
Well,
but
the teaser doesn't show you anything.
They just walk out of the office of the director and they're talking. But he's wearing like a shirt. Like you could read into all this stuff. It's really weird.
Yeah, there's also there's are there clues? Maybe.
Right.
So, I know. I don't know if you meant to put this story. It's not really a story in here, Edson, but the whole thing with let's see. Oops.
Yeah.
With Paramount, the Paramount.
Yeah,
streaming.
that's not really a story. It's more like
But it's good to know. Yes, 50% off. You only have until tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. to get 50%
and believe
off.
me, this was not meant to be an advertisement for people to get me trying to get people to get it. It was just a way to show. Like I think HBO Max did something similar. It's just like these streaming services are so like they're putting all these deals out there just to try to get that membership up to say, hey, look. We got it better than that guy, and it's like they're all trying to
they're trying to do better than CBS All Access.
You know what? I have to say, for years and years, I've been saying that like TV needs to be a la carte, where you can like choose which channels you want. Because I have all these channels. Yeah. I probably watch 20 of them. You know what I mean? If that. And it's like at least you're getting the options, and it's like nice little you have MTV. I guess what's on MTV? I don't know. Floribama. But Nickelodeon is on this. What makes me wonder is so Nickelodeon, like SpongeBob's, I think it's on Amazon Prime. Is it going to be off Amazon Prime because now Paramount has, it's, I don't know, but
yeah, and I think that was also, like you said, in conjunction with the fact that they're rebranding CBS All Access to their new Paramount Plus. So
that's what that is. Okay,
they're trying to get this off to like a great so they can tell people, look how many we got now that we've turned into Paramount Plus, because you put this deal together that's half off, then you're trying to get your membership up, and look what a great success the launch was, I guess. I mean,
how long does that last too? How long do you get it for 50?
It's like a year. You get 50%. You have to like pay up.
Pay for the whole year.
Yeah.
God.
But yeah, so
it's only like $30 for a year.
How much is it?
But I mean, if
$30.
Oh, that's not bad.
$30 for the version that gives you limited commercials, and $50 for the non-commercials.
That's with 50% off, or like that's before?
Yeah, that's with the 50% off, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they're streaming Nickelodeon content, that means that it's probably going to disappear off of Amazon Prime.
See, that's the problem, I think, with the services, is that when you have the all-in-ones like Netflix and Prime Video and Hulu and stuff, they start losing content.
How do you sell cable now? You sell cable by advertising local news? I mean, how do you sell cable?
Yeah.
I know. I'm probably the only dum-dum that has cable still.
I haven't had cable since 2012.
It's just a habit, like I'm of that generation. Like I can't cut the
In fact,
cord.
you could do sneaky things with your Alexa, because I ask Alexa to play news channels like CNN, Fox, anything. You just say, Alexa, play Fox News Radio, and you'll actually play the broadcast. Even though you don't see it, you can hear it.
Interesting.
And it's free. It's free. So you figure, okay, I can hear it in the morning while I'm making coffee and stuff. I don't need to see it. So if you are missing out on those big news networks, you could still get them. You just have to find little ways around it.
I mean,
what you doing listening to Fox News there, Judah Buddha? Are you problematic?
I'm not going to disclose what I listen to as far as my news source.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess Keith was reaching out to Culture Casino, so I figured throw it up there.
Yeah, Culture Casino. If you're still listening, DM GeekTime TV, and we'll discuss spoilers for Godzilla versus Kong.
Stacey, I do have cable in terms of a limited. I don't know how many channels it is, because when I obviously I need the internet, and every time I call Comcast to say, I don't want the cable part, it's like, oh no, it's actually cheaper to get the cable combined with the internet. So it's like, what am I supposed to say? It's like,
I know.
We watch it maybe like, I don't know, 5 minutes a day for like weather and traffic. That's about it.
That's what I mean.
Like,
I have it. My big thing is because I want to watch Red Sox games, and like you can't get can't get that on MLB because we're in the blackout zone, so you have to have it through TV. And I leave it on Comedy Central, like when I'm making dinner, and The Office is on like all the time, and it's just I like it. It keeps me company. I mean, because I wish what they should do, like Netflix and all the services should give you the option to shuffle shows, because I don't always like want to just start watching like a series, like Friends, whatever, from the beginning and like sequentially.
Doesn't Netflix have the option of just show me something and it'll randomly pick something for you?
I never tried that.
What is it choosing from? Like I don't want, what I mean?
Choosing from its library.
I
give it a try.
I'd rather because I don't know, like Parks and Rec. I look just to whatever episode comes on. I don't really want to sit there and decide which one.
Oh, I see.
That's why I like cable.
You pick a series and just randomly pick an episode from there. Yep.
Well, I mean, there's people that religiously still want to watch their local news. My dad is religiously watching his local news, and when I go over his house and I get to see local news, I see how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bad, and I'm like, oh, was it always this bad? You know? Because
now I'm wondering, was it always this bad, or did I just like get a different mindset?
The newscasting, just there are always mistakes. The camera, it's just like, oh my god, it's like a watered down product. And I just go back to the big networks, and that's what like I said with I'm gonna set off everybody's Alexa right now. Alexa, you can you can just ask her to play something, like CNN or any in news networks, and she'll go out and find it for free. She actually has a lot of stuff that you can get for free if you ask her. I got a free couple audiobooks out of her.
Really?
Without Amazon Prime. Yeah, I was like psyched too. I was like, yes.
It's too much work. I don't know.
It's weird
I like the sports.
I mean, it's weird that I could say Alexa in someone's house, and like especially I think it's in Keith's house. I say Alexa and they all go off. It's just it knows anybody's voice that says it.
Oh, really?
I only have the Fire Stick, so you have to hold the button down. So that's
you gotta hold the button down.
Yeah,
if you walk into somebody's house even without Alexa and you scream Alexa, you'll hear her go off in their house.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy. I think
I'd be afraid of the surveillance that it's doing.
No, seriously, and you hear the stories about people like ordering stuff accidentally. That's too much.
Their kids,
Yeah,
I've heard her talking to herself, which is even creepier because I have her in my bedroom, then I'll be in the living room, and I have a Fire Stick too. That's why I have the dot in my bedroom, and once in a while I'll just hear voices in my bedroom. I'm
That's
like, what
creepy. No,
we'll just start randomly saying stuff, and I'm like, what the hell is she talking about?
No, that's not good. That's not good at all. People always worry about secure, like having their identity and all this other stuff being like. How do you have all this stuff in your house that can listen to you? I know I have Siri queued up on my phone, which I probably shouldn't, but.
She's good though. Like if you're driving, and you can actually text.
No, my phone's locked. When I try to talk to her, she's like, "Oh, I can't do that. You have to unlock your phone,"
okay.
which we do not recommend while you're driving your car.
Like I've had to send out an emergency text, and you just say, "Hey Siri, text." Oh shit. Hey Siri. Hey Siri, text Pete, and then she'll go, "What do you want it to say?" You know.
I just do that through my phone. My car has the button. I just push it. But I do use it for the timer mostly. I'll like, "Hey Siri, set a timer for 10 minutes," and like I'm doing something. So that's the only time I ever use Hey Siri. But
yeah, I mean, I don't understand why people, and this is the way, a la carte, I think, is the future of how we're going to watch all of our entertainment.
It's fair, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there's so you know, it's unbelievable. Today I was in the office at work and people were talking about all these people who have TikToks that they watch. And I thought TikTok was for kids, but I guess right now these people are actually doing content on it. Does anybody know about this?
Yep. There's too much. There's too much. It's too much.
Do I look like I know about what the TikTok is with the kids and the young people? Do I look like that?
People are becoming famous on TikTok.
It started for that, exactly what you said, Jude. It started that way.
And well, that's what kids do. They'll watch a whole day. Yeah. They'll like zone into it for a whole day.
But there is a cool thing that I see for musicians on TikTok. So what will happen is one guy will play a riff, and then I don't know how it works, but through TikTok, you can play to that riff. So you'll have a person playing keys to it or rapping over it. And then it becomes sort of like a TikTok as your response. And a lot of musicians are doing that. One guy will say, "Hey, play my beat, play something to my beat." And all of a sudden you'll just see tons and tons of musicians playing to that one person's beat. And then someone will actually jump in and then play maybe to the beat and whatever that guitarist or pianist did to the beat, and then add on to it as a third musician. So it is gaining.
That is kind of a good thing.
Yeah, it is gaining some weird momentum, and people are becoming like overnight sensations just by doing antics on it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a whole nother universe I haven't really dove into yet. So
I don't know about that. Well, we're out of stories. I don't know if anybody else has anything else they wanted to bring up. Did you have anything extra, Edson, that you wanted to?
There was just, and I know we talked about him already, and I should have brought that story up at that moment. There was this story about, when we talked about Keanu Reeves, about, he's kind of like breaks the Hollywood mold where he's kind of always, and the only reason why I put that up there is because it was kind of so amazing. It kind of is like a story that goes on certain instances of how he's a good guy, like he does things.
I got it.
For people, and like on the Matrix, I think what he buy the whole crew. I forgot what
motorcycles, like Harley Davidson
motorcycles.
Yeah.
But the one thing, then there's this one particular story about this young fan who it's a little bit down further, who's autistic, and
the boy that jumped on his back.
Yeah, and if you know a little bit, I mean, you don't really have to be related to anybody to know about autism these days, but they don't always understand what's accepted socially and know what social cues and stuff like that. So this kid, I guess, came up right behind him and jumped on top of him, and his reaction was kind of a very calming. He kind of already he figured it out like right away, like that there was he had special needs. He I guess the story says that he hugged him, he took pictures with him, and it was like it was an incredible story. I mean, I know he's known for being nice, but still, it was like this was the one that really got to me.
There's a lot of information on this one. I think that's
Oh yeah.
It just goes over all the awesomeness of him.
Yeah, and it was unbelievable. I guess he normally like walks, takes a walk out and he outside, and he just like runs into fans all the time, and he kind of stops and talks to them.
It was that was connected. Like he was saying, it's like a 5-minute walk, but he knew it'd be at least
turns it into a 30-minute walk. Yeah,
because he would just. So
it's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I just think it's amazing that this person could. I
can't find
it. He's kind of like he's never like in a negative way. How does he do it? I guess he's just down to earth.
And I think he's authentic, and he's authentically decent person. I think that's. Sorry, I'm like scrolling.
No, I think it might have already.
Did I pass that?
I think you probably did. I didn't think it was this far down, but I think one of these type of things kind of move on to other stories after a while or whatever. But yeah, basically he's walking out doing his normal walk, and this autistic child, was it a boy? I think jumped on his back.
Mm-hmm.
And his reaction was totally like not what you would. It was like he just calmly like turned around and he hugged him and he like took pictures with him, and it was like the best day of the kid's life. And it was where it's like I've seen, you hear all the stories about how even the police don't know how to handle kids with autism and kind of like overreact to some of the things they do. And here it is.
Well, if someone jumps on your back at any time, you're going to be like, what the hell?
He could have very easily have been a total dick about it and just,
for sure.
But
just like he could have just a reaction to what was done to him would have been a normal reaction, like getting mad about it or whatever. But he didn't. He didn't get angry or anything. He kind of recognized. What got to me is like he recognized right away what was going on. Like it wasn't like some idiot trying to jump on his back or do something. It was a genuine reaction that the kid obviously was a fan, and kids with special needs don't necessarily know how the proper way of exhibiting that socially. But he just went right with it, and just made the kid's day, and it was it was an incredible story. But it's just one of many, I guess. So. I just thought in the world of like social media and all the negative stuff we always hear, this is kind of like one of the great things, and we should really aspire for these type of things.
Absolutely, like this should be talked about more, like how how appreciated it is, and there should
I'm sure there's more people out there like that too. It's just
but with him especially, there's a video online. I don't know if we played it on this show where some lady backed into his motorcycle. Did you see this?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, some lady backed into his motorcycle, and he's big into bikes, and obviously the bike that he had is probably worth a lot of money, and he had it parked, and the lady hit it, and it fell over, and he walked over, and there was already a cop there, so she must have called the cop, so he was already there. Keanu walks over, and he sees his bike, and you would think he'd be pissed off or yell at the lady, and he just pulls the bike up, gets on it, tries to start it a few times, it doesn't start, and you're like, oh shit, and all of a sudden he gets it going. And then he just puts his helmet on, and then he goes. He leaves. Like, whoops. All right. Well, everything's fine here, and he takes off. Nothing happened. He says, "Don't worry about the lid. I don't want to. It's fine. It's nothing. It's just a scratch." Instead of being a complete dick, you could find this video online, and he could have been a complete dick.
If he was annoyed, I would have been understood. Like he would have been like,
"Oh yeah, I would have definitely understood."
Yeah. But I'm not surprised when he's.
I'm sure that he's well aware of the reputation that he has, and I'm sure that it's more than a conscious decision to just be real laid back about things.
Yeah. Did you ever see the photos?
Maybe it's just
maybe he's just being
reaction. Yeah, that's I believe that.
Did you ever see the photos where he won't touch women? Like he'll come up to him and he'll kind of just.
I know.
He won't put their arm around him. He kind of just.
No, he puts it around, but his hand is always like.
Yeah, he floats.
He's very smart.
Yeah, he floats. He doesn't touch it like this. He doesn't get involved. He just kind of does, It's hilarious.
I think like when that story about the motorcycle and with the kid jumping in, I think when he sees that they're so, it wasn't like someone trying to be a jerk to him. It was like they're apologetic, or I think he recognizes that and is like and decides not to make a big deal out of it, which it isn't a big deal.
No, it's it happens. It's an everyday thing.
But most people not most people, but a lot of people will be like automatically there's a villain there or there's a bad guy or whatever, and no matter how they react, and that's horrible. So
I think I think part of his personality has to do with sort of like it's not worth sweating the small stuff and wasting energy. Like keep it positive, keep everything positive. There's a solution if you keep it positive, and that's what's great about him. I feel like he's got really a heart of gold, in that he understands that like not everything, especially with his name and just who he is. He doesn't ever play that character. You know who I am. He's always
he's the opposite of that. He's the opposite of that. Yeah, I mean that's been noted multiple times where he could have gotten things from just being or getting further or gotten somewhere easier or whatever, but that's not the route he takes.
It's a lot funny. I see a lot of musicians more like that than actors. Like David Grohl from the Foo Fighters. Keith said that he walked into a Taco Bell when did Keith ever tell you that story? Yeah. Where they were at Taco Bell in Meriden, and David Grohl walked in and started ordering food, and Keith's like, "Holy shit!" And he went up to him and just started talking to him, and he wasn't like, "Dude," And there's so many down to earth people.
Yeah,
I mean, I hear Dave Matthews rides the elevator wherever he's staying at a concert. He rides the elevator, and people walk in, and he's just standing in the elevator, like just chilling out, you know. And it's good to see that because these people don't take their success, you know, for granted. They don't use it as a tool to be a dick.
Well, it's funny. Like, do you ever watch comedians in cars getting coffee with Jerry Seinfeld?
Yeah.
And there was an interview. I think it was with Zach Galifianakis, and they were talking about that. And he kind of wanted to be on like the down low, and you know. And Jerry's like, "Why?" He's like, "This is what we do. Like these. If it wasn't for these people, we wouldn't have jobs. And like I'm successful because these people. So if someone wants to come up to me and say, hey, you know, whatever, he's like, I'm here. I'm out here." And you know, he doesn't get that the other side of it where he's just like, "Oh, I want my privacy. Don't look at me. Don't take my picture." He's just like. You know, I think that's just a different way of looking at it.
Yep.
It's funny. I bought this the coloring book with Keanu, and I was like, just telling my mom, I was like, "Oh, I love Keanu." She's like, "I do too." I'm like, "You do?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I love those like John movies." I'm like, "John Wick?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "We watched all of them." I was like, "Really?" My mom likes John Wick. Like, I couldn't believe it. And she even gets that he's like, she's seen things about him that he's like a really nice guy, but she loves those John Wick movies. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like flabbergasted that my mom.
He's got a large catalog. I mean, there's definitely a lot of movies that, you know, didn't really make huge success, but once in a while he'll just appear in a movie and you're like, "Oh my God, he's in this," you know? Mm-hmm. So, and I did like him in Dracula. I did like him with
Dracula.
Yeah, he plays Jonathan Harker.
Bram Stoker's.
Oh, okay.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, and I liked his character in it.
Always Be My Maybe, or what is? I think that's what it was called. And he's like, he plays a version of himself in it, and it's friggin' hilarious. It's a Netflix movie. He is so funny. Like he's
played in a couple romantic comedies too. I know for a while he was definitely hitting that spectrum of romantic comedy.
There was one not that long ago with Winona Ryder. It was like I think they were both going to a wedding like separately to the same people's wedding, and they had like an incident on their way. Didn't know. It's cute. It's corny as hell, but it's fun.
Now, was he in a movie where he stayed in the house and he was getting letters from somebody who stayed in the same house years later?
Yeah, Lake House.
What the heck? Yes, I don't think I ever saw that. Yeah.
He has quite a range. Yeah.
He really. I know. I just watched Bill and Ted this weekend.
It was good. I liked it. It was great. I thought it was gonna be terrible, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah, he's fun.
So, is there any more stories?
I got a couple movie I haven't seen with him in it. Go watch.
Are we still on? Are we done here?
Nope. We're gonna
stay for another 2 hours.
Give our
we gotta stay for another 2 hours.
No, I was gonna say, you guys got anything to recommend this week?
I actually started rewatching all the Conjurings, which I don't know why. I think because the first two are on Netflix, and I was just kind of like, oh, they're on Netflix. So I watched the first one. Of course, what do you got to do? You watch the second one, and you know, being native of Connecticut, I kind of didn't know personally, but I used to go to see Ed and Lorraine Warren when they used to do like the Halloween stuff at like Southern and Yukon.
I did that.
And every Halloween, I used to get tickets to see them talk and show, film footage of some of the investigations, and they would talk about their stories and Amityville and stuff like that. And you know, it's just so watching The Conjuring, I have a special place for those characters because they were based in Connecticut, and obviously, you know,
I went to one of those shows, not shows, but I guess
when they were alive. Yeah.
Yep.
And it was fun. It was like something to do on Halloween, you know, was to go see them lecture.
How many of them are in the official I mean, I know there's a lot of.
It depends because they have like an expanded universe now with the Annabelle movies, which I think I've only saw the first. I think there's 3 Annabelle movies, but I lost count. But I think because there was like an Annabelle Comes Home and Annabelle blah blah blah.
Annabelle Goes Shopping. And Christmas with Annabelle.
No, not that.
I do not like that stuff at all.
But the 3 Conjuring movies, if you watch them in a row, they're done well. And what I like about them is they're not cheap. They're scary, but they're not overly scary.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? And sometimes some of those movies I enjoy better than having a cheap scare. The Nun is pretty scary if you know who I'm talking about. He plays. I guess you could say she. It's a guy dressed as a nun, but that it's a demon actually. That it's a reoccurring theme in the Conjuring series.
Yeah, those type of movies are always like I have this weird like attraction to them, but I get scared to death of them because it's like started with The Exorcist and went right on forward because I believe those things, some of those things can actually happen, and if you believe that, then that's what becomes scary about it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and these are
scary
based on
dreams.
true stories too. You know.
No, thank you. I don't need that in my head. There's enough stuff floating around in there. I don't need any of that extra stuff.
But the Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll.
I know this.
Super creepy for the Annabelle movies, which is totally like they shouldn't have done that.
The Raggedy Ann doll being the real doll is creepy because I had a Raggedy Ann doll.
That's what I mean.
Like,
it is
creepier. Way creepier.
When I used to work for the Archdiocese of Hartford, they did a piece on demonic possession, and I was in the room with the original Annabelle alone.
Oh, you were?
I have like chills going up my back just thinking about it. Like,
wow.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to at some point to the actual piece. I think I've got it on YouTube somewhere. I think.
Yeah,
this is a while ago before cell phones. I would have been getting a selfie with it. Like.
Yeah, no.
And then there'd be like a
cell
face,
phones.
And then
selfies really weren't a thing.
No.
The picture comes out, and then there's like a thing over your face.
1,000 nails that were blessed by the Vatican to keep it in there. Like, don't touch the glass. It was like being with Hannibal Lecter. Don't
shut up.
Don't
really?
touch the glass.
No, they do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so every Halloween, even though they're both passed away, I think the artifacts are still in the house, and they charge. You can pay. I think it's pretty pricey.
I wouldn't go anywhere near it.
But you can pay, and you can go down there, and there's a guy that will actually take you through, and you can see Annabelle. And you can see all the
everything in that museum was possessed in some capacity.
Oh,
I can't get anywhere near there.
Yeah.
You haven't seen any of the Conjuring movies?
Hell no.
Really? Oh, you should watch them.
No.
They're not over the top scary. I mean, I watched some pretty scary stuff, and this is not too bad.
Those should think I have bad dreams. I have to and it's.
But the stories are good. The stories are good. That's the thing. They are good stories. They're just not like a scary movie where you watch it and you're like, that was a roller coaster ride. There was actually a good story in it, and the characters.
As ghosts or devils, I have no.
What?
Ghosts or devils? Ghosts or devils? Stuff? Nope.
Okay.
There was
supernatural. I don't.
There were certain movies when I was a kid.
Those
that
movies with George Burns, wouldn't see it.
What?
Oh God, you devil! Yeah.
That's a comedy. That's
okay. All right.
That's fine.
All right. Do you have anything, Pete, besides going to visit Annabelle doll?
Awesome. As a matter of fact, I do. Stacy, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
My friend.
Oh, okay.
Now I have a webcomic.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice.
And it is currently there are currently 20 strips up on a site called Webtoon. If you scroll up, you can see the logo for it.
Up.
Up. Yeah, there you go in the upper upper left here. Webtoon.
Yep.
So if you look up Bird Brain the comic strip on webtoon.com.
Where am I? Am I on the right thing here? Do I have
Webtoons, webtoons.com with a plural, webtoons.com. And my webcomic is now available on this. It's kind of like if I have this correct, it's kind of like YouTube but with webcomics. So basically, it's all creator driven. And if you click on any of those, you'll see you'll see one of the sure, why not?
Just click on the
that one. Click on that one. Yeah.
And my computer's slow. I'm sorry.
Bird Brain.
Meanwhile.
And the Justice League.
Is that Mr. Hot Dog?
That's Gentleman Weenie. No.
Yeah, these are great.
No.
Do you still have them all on Instagram?
I had them on Instagram. I had them at birdbrainthecomicstrip.com. I had them on Facebook. But this is a creator-driven webcomic site.
Very
so
cool.
I'm having them converted over from horizontal to vertical, and I'm slowly releasing them there. I also have a book of Birdbrain the Comic Strip that is available on Amazon.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Well, yeah, look up Birdbrain the Comic Strip, and that'll take you just about to every place I've been pimping this stupid thing.
Good. There you go.
Well, are you having fun making it?
Oh, absolutely.
Great. That's
absolutely, yeah. And I stopped making it a while ago, but I'm thinking that if I get a good reaction off of Webtoons, then I'll probably start. If I do another 50 comics, I have enough for a second book.
Oh, okay.
So I think I want to at least get a second book out of it. But yeah, it's webtoons.com, and look up Birdbrain the Comic Strip.
Okay.
Very cool. Got to make you a banner for that, so you have it.
Oh yeah, Birdbrain the Comic Strip. Boink! There he is.
Very
I love his look too. He's just that look with the eyebrows.
That look, yeah. It's like
got that. Oh God, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's Pete in animation form.
Hey, pretty much.
We could pretty much. That would be cool to see an animated bird. Yeah.
Well, Birdbrain Doink is he's kind of tough. He doesn't look good from the left. He doesn't look good from the front. He only has like one angle that he's good that he looks good at. So animating him would be. Yeah, he's got to be animated from one point of view, or a much more talented artist has to figure out how to do a turnaround of it.
Funny.
That's cool. All right.
What about?
Do you have anything? You want me to go? What, Stacy?
I'll go. Yeah, no. So I did pick up my Iron Fist collection.
Oh, right.
I'm about halfway through, so I can give you a full review at the end of it.
Is that the one that
Jason.
I have it too. I have it too.
Is it good? Is it good? So I mean, so far.
Yeah, I like it. It's my first comic I've ever bought for myself. So I did buy a couple others, like regular little flimsy comics too, that I'm gonna read. So, I like it. That's good.
I told her it's a rabbit hole. Once you pick up one, it can be a rabbit hole. You'll have a stack when you.
Well, it's weird because I watched the show, and the show's different. Obviously, I mean, I could see the things that they've taken from the comics and integrated into the show. So it's like, but it's like there's more background to it. There's like it talks about all the different Iron Fists before, and it's interesting. I like that part of it. So that's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that writer, Ed Brubaker, he's a good writer, so
yeah,
I can't fail. All right. Well, other than Superman and Lois, first episode, I highly recommend that. Has anyone ever heard of a series called, it's a documentary series called Aerial America?
No.
Areola
America?
Aerial, like you know, like from the air.
Oh, yes, Ariel.
I think I know
the areola. I'm sorry, it sounded like areola.
What's an areola?
So it's a series.
Yeah, for those of us
I'm not going to be the one. Go ask your mom. Go ask your mom. That's a mom question.
So I accidentally ran into this one episode, but so it's a series of it's like 45 minutes, 50 minutes of they go through each state in the United States, and as they're taking all these overhead shots of the whole state, they're telling you all these, like the history of it, all the famous people from it. Like it's like I found it amazing, like so many things that I learned from it. Some of the states I guess get more than one, like California has Northern and Southern California, and some of the states two of them get combined into one, but usually it's like one episode per state. And I just thought it was like, it's like so much of this country I just don't know anything about.
No, and
the shots are beautiful. The way
is that a History Channel, Travel Channel?
When I ran into it, it was like I was doing a free trial of CBS All Access, but I don't know if it's streaming somewhere else as well. Might be on what? Is there a biography? Is there something called biography?
Yeah,
there's Smithsonian Channel. It's on the Smithsonian Channel.
Okay, that's a good. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds
It was
awesome.
just I just think they're great. That's like I think there's like 50 of them or 51 or 2 or something like that. But it's just something like maybe something nice to sometimes have in the background as you're doing something because there's just all these I don't know, just really unusual facts that you probably never come across because you're not going to see them all in a history book. And the aerial photography is just amazing. So I don't know. It's not anything new. It's probably been around for a while.
So no one here. I know we didn't touch base on this because of Disney, but no one here is continuing watching WandaVision.
I am.
I am too.
It was
Pete?
really good.
I'll probably wait.
Episode.
Pete, you haven't seen any of it?
I haven't seen it. I'm kind of superheroed out.
Nah.
So
It's
the next
getting
episode,
better. It's getting really good.
There's only one more episode left.
Yeah, and there was a huge shocker, which you probably already know who the character reveal was. So
I'm up to speed on the review.
I did get to her. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not a surprise. I'm all up to speed on the memes and the reviews. And
yeah.
I had mentioned her in an earlier review. That girl, the woman that came on I think it was it the 8th episode or the 7th episode?
Yeah. And what's nice now is it's like they have competed because they're both, obviously it's spoiler, but they're both witches. But
right.
Obviously she's now jealous because Wanda's more powerful. Right. And she's like, well, how are you doing it? And now she's trying to figure it out. But Wanda,
it's an emotional reaction, right? So Wanda's not sure how she does.
She's not sure. She's not. No.
They sort of touched base with it towards the end of the last episode. She kind of had a meltdown, so much that's happened in her life.
Yeah. But they take you step by step. Yeah, they take you step by step how it came about.
Yeah. But I like the fact that there is a little bit of like Doctor Strange in one scene in the last episode where Wanda goes down into this sort of cellar of her house looking for the kids, and she's sort of trapped.
It's not her house.
No, it's
the neighbor's house.
The neighbor's house. Who's the woman character again? What's her name?
Agatha.
Agatha. So it's her house, and they go in the basement. And what's funny is her powers don't work in the basement of Agatha's house, which is reminiscent to in Doctor Strange, where they create that bubble where it doesn't affect reality, but you can sort of test your spells. And I definitely felt they played into that because when Wanda got into that basement, all of a sudden her powers weren't as strong.
Well, she said she cast those spells, like she had the kind of like talisman or things, whatever that prevented her from.
The protection spells. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But it was neat. It was neat. Now there's like this sort of witch kind of,
witch
off. Yeah.
Oh, witch off. Nice.
Well, I mean, from the comic, the character Agatha, I know she's been around for a long, long time, and I'm guessing she considers herself a very well developed witch, and probably is a little bit like, well, where's this power coming from? I guess. It's like,
they flash back to her. Her where she was, but and I did a little bit of research, and I guess in the comics, she was Wanda's mentor.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, so that's interesting. She's not in this, but
you don't know if that's where it's leading, though. I mean, she does look like
perhaps. Perhaps. Yeah.
Wasn't she a Fantastic Four villain too?
Yeah, she was. Yep.
So that's even Agatha.
Scarlet.
Agatha. Yeah.
She gets teamed the Scarlet Witch at the end. Because I didn't think they could use that. I didn't think they could use that because
I thought that was funny.
No, they can use it now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They can use it now because they have the X-Men back, so they can use it.
She sort of used it derogatory, which was great. She's like, you're a Scarlet Witch now, and it was like dun dun dun. Like you have.
It was a good episode. It was really good.
Yeah.
Well, this is the last one coming up, right? Wow.
And
people are hyped for it. People are definitely hyped for it, and I'm gonna ride it out. Definitely one episode left. Why not?
I wonder just how many things are gonna try to cram in at the end that'll relate to like other movies or series. I mean, that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But what's
I think it's supposed to be the longest episode.
Like you said, Doctor Strange. Like how many Doctor Strange things might happen at not with him, but just that might lead into that because she's definitely in the Doctor Strange movie, right?
I think so. I think that was recorded.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I wonder, man, if he ever showed up, it'd be like, holy cow.
That would be awesome. That'd be cool.
If Doctor Strange showed up in Westfield or wherever.
Because I don't know if this was kind of like a just something to throw you off the path, but Elizabeth Olsen clearly said in an interview, the Quicksilver reveal is not even close to the one you're going to get at the end. Like, there's going to be a major reveal.
Yeah, they said it's a Luke Skywalker level reveal.
She called it a Skywalker level.
Oh.
So Doctor Strange might be one. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other ones that Reed Richards. I don't know.
So what's after this? Once WandaVision ends,
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks after.
Yeah.
I like the Winter Soldier.
I do too, but I'm afraid it's just.
You never know until it happens.
Yeah, I know. But now it's like it's whether you're going to be seduced to go back now, Edson. Like you're going to be like, oh, do I really want to go back? Do I really want to go back? And now getting Keith. Forget about it. I think we lost Keith. Keith's gone. So.
I know. I was yeah. I really love
there.
I really love the characters, and I really.
And you started it. It's like you're.
And I really did like the way where they're going and stuff like that, and and I what was the other thing that I don't know if it wasn't Elizabeth Olsen, but it was maybe Feige or somebody up there saying how Phase 4 is like she's the most important character of Phase 4. Like she's supposed to be the front runner. Like everybody always assumed maybe it was Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, but they're saying no, it's supposed to be Wanda that's supposed to be the Phase 4 main person now.
Well,
so
I read an article today about the White Vision, and that plays into the whole thing, and that there was like that can definitely has the potential to lead off and kind of become. And I guess I'm sure you know more about that from the comics, like.
Well, there's like, where did I read about that? That's like he's going to become part of the Dark Event. There's like this Dark Avengers team that was kind of like a government controlled. They're not independent, but they're kind of like their own Avengers team, but they follow a certain protocol that there's someone in the military that tells you exactly where to go and what to do or whatever. And might be corrupted too, but so I don't know if he's going to be part of that.
Yeah, there's a lot there. A lot can happen.
Yeah. There's a lot there.
Cool. Well, look at that, guys. We made it past 2 hours.
Yay!
Yeah, and we started an hour late, so we are finishing on time.
Right around that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I guess
it
was a good show.
That's it for this week. It's a little different experience, but we'll be back to normal next week with our loyal captain that knows what the heck he's doing.
He's probably listening.
No, you did a
somewhere.
great job getting all those.
Somewhere he's listening from the depths of LA.
Yes. Hopefully he's out of the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a little strange.
We never got confirmation on like anything beyond that, so I'm a little worried.
Well, what time is it there? It's got to be.
7?
It's 3 hours. It's only 7 o'clock over there.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I guess we got the where can people contact us? Do we got those slides?
Is that like just the
graphics? Take graphics.
Net on the.
Remember that? Ready graphic? Take graphic.
Subscribe, please.
Yes.
Subscribe. We got it's on the.
I have the
Twitter, the face plant. We're up.
Wait. I'm not really
Twitter,
sure.
YouTube,
Instagram, Facebook. I like that.
Oh boy, we're just making it worse.
Keep
that's
great. Just keep going.
Just go here. Just go to GeekTimeNetwork.com and that'll show you everything you need to go. All of your hate mail can be directed here at GeekTimeNet@gmail.com and look for us on the social medias at GeekTimeNet.
All right, and go ahead and take us out of the show, man.
All right. If that's all we got to it, see you next Tuesday.
If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure you click the little bell icon to be notified anytime someone from our show drops new content here. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
Say, kids, what time is that?